Now we will be discussing about paper 1. Now itself we got the paper 2. Paper 2 is damn easy. In the same channel you will be getting the review of all the questions I did it, you will be getting within 15 minutes. And now I will be discussing about paper 1. Paper 1 is little bit tricky, I will accept it. How much paper 1 is tricky, that much easy paper 2 is, damn easy paper. So how we have to attempt to do this particular paper, I will be giving you the broad structure of the answer, how we have to write the answers for this question. The first question is scope and relevance of social and cultural anthropology. The first question is about social and scope and relevance of social and cultural anthropology. It is the first question. So it's about main branches of anthropology we have in the syllabus 1.3. Linguistic anthropology, archaeological anthropology, biological anthropology, one more there in the syllabus, social and cultural anthropology, directly lifted from the syllabus and asked about. So scope and relevance of social and cultural anthropology. So for this you have to write about the social, what is social context is, you will write about society, you will write about culture, you will write about marriage, you will write about family, you will write about kinship, you will write about economic systems, political systems and religion. All together you have to summarize in this particular answer. And the question is about scope. It talks about primitive societies, it talks about present societies, and also we can have a vision how our future is going to be. Why? Because it's about scope. Relevance. For existence of man, the society is important and culture is important. That you have to write, and you have to add a few anthropologists' names like Malnovisky, functionalist point of view, R.C. Brown from structural point of view. In this way, the scope and relevance of social and cultural anthropology is the first question. Cultural impact of Iron Age. Iron Age is very important. Why? Because in Iron Age itself, culture, marriages came into existence, fully sedentarism. Intensive agriculture, because Iron Age, ploughing started, intensive agriculture. With intensive agriculture, what happened? Surplus. We started having surplus. When money is more or food resources are more, there is a threat from the people. So in order to protect themselves, state system came into existence, political systems came into existence, economic systems came into existence, cultural systems like marriages, families, kinship, these all came into existence from which age? Iron Age. So Iron Age, chronological age you have to mention about. You have to also mention about iron. When iron got developed, everything got developed with iron. So iron is called as democratizing agent. Why? Because abundantly available, ferrous. So when iron was abundantly available, we started making plows, we started making all the implements for the agriculture. So agriculture started revolutionizing. Expected question, easy question this is. Race and ethnicity. Ethnicity is a word, a feeling of, we feeling based upon some identity. The identity can be a religion, the identity can be a language, the identity can be a race. So race is part of ethnicity. So first you have to write about the race definition, which is given by D.N. Majumdar or Hutton, or you have to write about the definition of ethnicity, which is given by Sumner. So both race definition and characteristics, ethnicity definition and characteristics, and you have to establish the relationship between both of them. So race is nothing but which is a part of ethnicity. So there are some racial conflicts because of their ethnic identity. So there is racism, a sociological concept, but race is what? A biological concept. The biological concept was been identified as ethnicity, because of which there is racism. Racism is a sociological concept. In that way, we have to establish the relationship between both of them, race and ethnicity. Customary laws and environmental conservation, 1 to 10 marker questions, how we have to write. Customary laws means the laws which are coming out from the culture. The laws which are coming out from the culture, the laws which are coming out from practices like what? Sati is a customary law. Dowry is a customary law. Devadasi system is a customary law. Similarly, there are customary laws for Malar tribal community. Here we have tried in tribal context. For Malar people, they want to plow the land. For them, the land is mother goddess. For them, the land is mother goddess. If they plow, they feel that they are breaking the heart of the mother. So because of what? They will not do cultivation, number one. Number two, what? Forest is their abode of gods. Forest is abode of gods. So when the forest is abode of gods, they will not go for deforestation. When they are not going for deforestation, environment protection will happen. Earlier in some communities have shifting cultivation, so they have to go for ploughing, and they will remove the forest, they will go for ploughing. They will remove the forest, they will go for ploughing. So for agriculture or for deforestation, environment is getting destructed. But for Malar tribal community, they are protecting the environment because of their customary law. Similarly, Dongri Akond people of Odisha, for them, forest is abode of gods. They believe that Niyamgiri Raja means God is living in the Niyamgiri hills. So they will not go for destruction of the forest. Whereas this Poxo company came in, they want the Niyamgiri hills. They rejected. Because of that, what happened? The environment of the Niyamgiri hills has been protected. So the customary laws are how they are, the customary laws are responsible for protection of environment. Now how you will write? This belief made the government of India, by an act called as Forest Rights Act, they came to a conclusion that tribes will protect the forest properly, so that we will give them rights. They started giving rights to the forest. So up to now the forest officials were been taking the responsibility of the protection of the forest. Now who is taking the responsibility of protection of the forest? Tribals. Why? Customary law. Why? For them the customary law is protection of tribes. Another example you can write, for example, Vishnu tribal community. Animals are also part of environment. Animals are also part of environment. Vishnu tribal community, their totem is black bug. Salman Khan killed black bug, so they run behind Salman Khan. So what? In a way they are protecting what? Vishnu tribal community in a way protecting what? Black bugs. Means environment protection, environment conservation. So with examples you have to write all about. Gene expression. A gene expression kya hota hai? Gene expression means allele. For example, a gene will be having an expression, skin color. So because of the gene there is an expression. So first you have to understand, chromosome is the building block of the cell. So in the chromosome there is a functional element called as gene and a structural element called as DNA. Every gene will be having a function. That gene which is having a function is called as expression. That expression which is coming out from the gene is called as allele. So the question gene expression means indirectly asking about alleles, and allele is a PYQ. Yes. Allele is a previous year's question. So for every gene there can be any expression, if white color or brown color or dark color, this expression which is coming out is called as allele. In pedigree analysis, the dominant trait is called as allele, the recessive trait is called as allele. So it might be a disease expression or physical expression. These all are what's? Alleles. So like that with examples we have to prove. So the gene which is responsible for the occurrence of disease, so which disease, what magnitude, what intensity is called as gene expression, which is called as allele. So the question is about fundamentals they asked. 2A, discuss major species of Australopithecus discovered from South and East Africa. Describe the discovery, physical features and significance of Tuang baby. So everyone will read this. Australopithecus means we will read about the South African fossils, East African fossils. Australopithecines are divided into two. Gracile variety means thin, robustus variety. Robustus varieties are two, Paranthropus robustus, Paranthropus bossi, and gracile varieties are what? Anamensis, Afarensis, Africanus. These are all gracile varieties. Where they are available in South Africa, where the robustus variety is available in East Africa. Site names. We have to draw the African map. South Africa, what are the sites which are available? What are the fossils which are available? Easy question this is. 20 marker question. Yes. 20, 15, 15 they asked. Discuss the Paleolithic environment in light of available evidences with special reference to India. Paleolithic environment. So lower Paleolithic, middle Paleolithic, upper Paleolithic. Discuss the Paleolithic environment in light of available evidences with special reference to India. Means you have to write the fossils, you have to write about the evidences which we got in lower Paleolithic, in middle Paleolithic and upper Paleolithic. You see one example I will tell you. In lower Paleolithic, hunting was their economic subsistence in lower Paleolithic. The species is Homo erectus. Lower Paleolithic species is Homo erectus. For them hunting is their economic subsistence. But what hunting? Big game hunting. Big game hunting. When the big games are present, when the environment, the temperatures are very, very less. When the temperatures are very, very less, only few animals are present and the animals are big, big animals, so big game hunting. As I changed it from lower to middle, small animals started coming up, the temperature is slowly becoming more, means 20 degrees, 30 degrees. So Homo erectus changed to Neanderthal in middle Paleolithic. And the broad spectrum economic subsistence has been changed. Up to now big game were been there, now shifted to small game. Now when I reached the upper Paleolithic, the temperature became how we are, the temperature has become like this, and we became what? Homo sapiens. In Homo sapiens what? Hunting, fishing, hunting of small game. So broad spectrum environment, when more animals are present, I can survive easily, or it is tough to survival? Easy to survival. In that way we have to write with special reference to India. What are the sites which are available in lower Paleolithic? What are the sites? For example, Bhimbedka. Bhimbedka is an example of lower Paleolithic, middle Paleolithic and upper Paleolithic. Langnaj is an example of lower Paleolithic, middle Paleolithic, upper Paleolithic. Son is an example of lower Paleolithic, middle Paleolithic and upper. Adamgar is an example of lower Paleolithic, middle Paleolithic and. So this proves the evolution of man also happened in India. Site names you have to remember for this question. Site names you have to remember for this question. Next, elucidate the different forms of malnutrition. In our classroom we discuss different forms of malnutrition. What are those? Different forms of malnutrition. Two forms of malnutrition: protein energy malnutrition, micronutrient malnutrition. Protein energy malnutrition are kwashiorkor, marasmus, micronutrient malnutrition, deficiency in iodine, deficiency in zinc, deficiency in chlorine, deficiency in fluorine, deficiency in sodium. So two types of malnutritions are there: protein energy malnutrition and micronutrient malnutrition. Direct question it is. Elucidate the different forms of malnutrition. One is PEM, protein energy malnutrition, other is called as micronutrient malnutrition. With examples you will write about. Kwashiorkor, marasmus is a big problem here. There is goiter, anemia, these are various problems. Fluorosis. Describe protein calorie malnutrition. Protein energy. Calorie means what? Energy. Protein direct, he only asked it. Means you have to emphasize on what? Kwashiorkor, you have to emphasize on what? Marasmus. So we want a balanced diet. They are suffering with protein energy malnutrition mainly because of insufficiency in quantity and inferiority in quality. So inferiority in quality and insufficiency in quantity is called as nutritional stress. Wherever there is a nutritional stress, there is protein calorie malnutrition or protein energy malnutrition. So what are the factors responsible for kwashiorkor? No balanced diet. No balanced diet. What are the problems of marasmus? The higher protein energy malnutrition results in marasmus. Where it is? Sub-Saharan Africa. After Sub-Saharan Africa, where it is? South Asia, India. And again you have to mention, in India, 40% of the children are suffering with protein energy malnutrition. Where? In Gujarat. But Gujarat is regarded as what? High GDP state. So there is a big gap between the rich and poor. The social inequalities, economic inequalities is becoming what? Malnutrition inequalities. So richer are becoming rich and nutrition is rich. Poorer are becoming poor, nutrition is poor. Application you have to write. And the recent Niti Aayog report told that the states which are having higher GDP, at the same location there is more malnourished children, like Gujarat. Say similarly, with suitable examples. What is hominization process? Discuss the major trends in human evolution with the help of suitable examples and illustrations. Simple. Hominization. Hominization means how hominoid became hominid. Who is hominoid? Means we have, it is divided into, hominoid is divided into greater apes, lesser apes and hominid. Hominid are called as Homo sapiens. How we evolved, how apes got differentiated. One table will be there. If you remember, one table will be there. Primates, extinct primates, living primates. Living primates are divided into prosimians, anthropoidy. Anthropoidy is further divided into hominidae, hominoid. Hominoid is further divided into lesser apes, greater apes, hominid. Hominids are none other than Homo sapiens, human beings. The table you have to rub, and again you have to mention in that the evolution happened from Australopithecus to Homo erectus to Neanderthal to Homo sapiens. 5 million years ago, 1.6 million years ago, 40 lakhs years ago and 40,000 years ago. That is hominization, how we became human being, how we became bipedal, how we became erect posture. That point also you have to. First of all we were been quadrupedal, then we became knuckle walkers, then we became bipedal, then we became erect posture. How did Clifford Geertz look at religion. Clifford Geertz is very famous for his definition on culture. Differentiate between anthropological and psychological approaches to the study of religion. Clifford Geertz is structural anthropologist who recommended religion is a structure. Structural approach of religion is also told by R.C. Brown and Clifford Geertz. So, in every community, religion is a symbol. Symbolic anthropologist, religion is a symbol. So, that symbol is part of culture. That symbol is part of culture. Anything is part means what? It is a structure. So, structural approach of religion, indirectly he asked Clifford Geertz means what? He is telling that structural approach of religion is given by whom? Clifford Geertz. So, religion is a structure. How in our family, father, mother, brother, sister, these all are structures. In the same way, religion is also structure that you will mention. Then anthropological approaches to religion. What are anthropological approach? Malnovisky's approach of religion. Malnovisky, what he want to tell with respect to religion? Religion have a function to perform. If that religion is performing the function, then that particular religion will stay. If that religion is not performing its function, that religion will extinct. R.C. Brown also structuralist, he is also structuralist. Religion is a structure which is a permanent part of human existence. Culture materialist, superstructure is what? Religion. So, because of materials it is becoming superstructure. Material is what? Cow. Cow is important for my existence. So, as cow is important for my existence, I started worshipping cow. So, the religion is because of materials. The religion is because of different approaches. Then psychological approach, only single person, Sigmund Freud. Sigmund Freud psychological approach. Father was having the stature of Superman. Slowly as he grown up, slowly he has grown up, some questions were being asked and the father is unable to answer. Then the son thought he is not superhero. My superhero is some other person. So, he is in search of superhero. Now, who is a superhero? Religion is a superhero. Psychological approach of religion. In this way we have tried. Anthropologist names and their approaches. Anthropologist names and their approaches. What is mixed longitudinal method of studying human growth? Discuss is direct question. 10th unit, direct longitudinal methods will be there. Cross methods will be there. Direct question in your 10th unit, syllabus copy only, this will be there. Direct method, longitudinal method means several people, means I will study Caucasoid, Mongoloid, Negroid. Caucasoid, Mongoloid, Negroid. At 5 years, at 10 years, at 15 years. Then I will understand. Example this is. At 5 years, this is the height. At 10 years, this is the height. At 15 years, this is the height. At 20 years, this is the height. Whether I can understand the average height or not. Whether I can understand the average height of Caucasoid, average height of Mongoloid, average height of Negroid, and what is the difference between them, whether I can understand or not. So, understanding the growth and development of different populations is studied under this particular, what is merits and demerits. It is there in the notes, direct question. I am making a PDF from our classroom notes and test series model answers and full course model answers, how many questions are coming with screenshots I will be sending by the end of the day. Paper 2, if you see, paper 2 damn easy. Have you noticed paper 2 question paper? See paper 2 question paper. Discuss the role of marriage regulations in traditional societies in India for strengthening social solidarity. So, first, role of marriage regulations. What are marriage regulations? Prescriptive, proscriptive, preferential, prescriptive, endogamy, exogamy, hypergamy, hypogamy are prescriptive. Preferential, uncle niece marriage, cross cousin marriage, parallel cousin marriages, preferential marriages. Proscriptive, this type of marriage should not happen, insist taboo. That you will write. 20 marker this is. 20 marker. Discuss the role of marriage regulations. So, you will write about marriage regulations in traditional societies in India for strengthening social solidarity. Yes, strengthening social solidarity. Only they will marry among themselves, prescribed, endogamy. So, people when they are marrying within the group, whether they will be have any conflict will be there. See, okay, intercaste marriages we will talk later. But if the people are marrying, boys and girls are marrying within the caste, any conflict will happen? No. When the problem will come? When they marry outside the regulations. So marrying within the regulations is helping in what? It's a good thing. Why? Because no conflict. When there is no conflict, there is no problem. So the marriage regulations are helping in social solidarity. Here you can write about caste punch, but however, when the people marry outside the marriage regulations, there are some kangaroo courts like Kap Panchayats who enforce law. What type of law? Patriarchal law. And there are sometimes there is honor killings are also happening because of this. The social solidarity is getting impacted because of this. In order to have the social solidarity, obviously we have to follow marriage regulation. See, people will think something different they asked, but he is asking, indirectly he is asking, when I marry within my caste, when I marry according to my father's choice, why conflict will be there? There will be no conflict, no, so everyone will be happy. That is the question.
Even we discussed other what type of marriages in terms of religion, and
religion endogamy, religion endogamy, yes, religion endogamy, regional endogamy. And then there will know for plain Naga, hill Naga. Yes. When plain Nagas are marrying among themselves, hill Nagas are marrying among themselves, there is no problem only, no. Discuss various methods of personal identification based on skeletal remains. There will be some methods will be there. Particularly we will be studying about like some mathematical formulas will be there. So they will see that take the length of our femur bone. They will take the length of our femur bone, how much is the femur bone, they will understand, they will calculate the femur bone and they will come to conclusion how much height we are. The weight of the femur bone, the size of the femur bone, the texture of the femur bone, they will come to conclusion which race, gender, age, height. For example, a dead body is been found in Goa beach, only femur bone is available, all are been removed. So the police officer like you will come and will check the femur bone. By seeing the femur bone, it is caucasoid femur bone. It is a female femur bone. Age is 20 to 25. Caucasoid means European. So nearby police station any missing case is registered. Number one. Number two, whether the missing case is European. Sir, here Colaba police station, one European girl is missing. Okay, she might be, how much is the height? By femur bone we can come to a height. Sir, it is 5.6 sir. By femur bone he did calculation 5.6. See, this is the dead body, go. So the modern methods, this mathematical calculation, statistical math, it is there in the class notes. Discuss various methods of personal identification based on skeletal remains. Femur bone means skeletal remains.
Even pelvis also determines.
Pelvis also. Just I took the example of femur bone. Pelvis also. Identify the major Mesolithic sites. Archaeology is very important. Paper 2 also he asked about archaeology. Tomorrow we will be doing on paper 2. Mesolithic sites. Identify the major Mesolithic sites and describe the typo-technological features with special reference to India. Mesolithic sites. Mesolithic is very famous for microliths. Micro, small, lith, stones, small stones. Up to now, Paleolithic, lower, middle, upper, then Neolithic, Neolithic, now Mesolithic, small stones. Mesolithic means microliths. Small stones I am having, and that too small stones are what? Geometrical tools. So in my Mesolithic age, I started using the tools which are small. You tell me small tools are handy or large tools are handy? When small, this is small. This is small, I can kill easily. Earlier, this much big. So more than me. So when I catch this, other person will come to know that he came to kill me. So he will be ready. Or if the tools are small, microliths. Mesolithic age is very famous for microlith industry, it is called as. So site names you will mention, recent sites, early sites, if you remember, recent sites, early sites, what are the recent sites, and Bhimbedka is an example of lower Paleolithic, middle Paleolithic, upper Paleolithic, Neolithic and in archaeology. Fifth, polygenic inheritance. We discussed few days back. Polygenic inheritance. Monogenic inheritance told that like dominant trait, dominant feature, recessive trait, recessive feature. But polygenic inheritance told that no, Mendelian genetics which is monogenic is impossible. So one gene will be having one function is partially wrong. What is correct? Multiple genes will coordinate together to show the expression. Not only that, multiple genes with the help of environment also shows its expression. That graph is there if you remember.
Yes.
Extreme traits, average traits, people are more in number. Polygenic inheritance in man. Polygenic inheritance in man. 9.2, paper 1.
Yes.
Prehistoric significance of Rakhighar. Recent site, Indus Valley civilization only, Rakhighar, North India. It is there in the test series, I provided this content. Rakhighar. Expected question last year, this year. Rakhighar.
Sir, even with regard to Rakhighar, anthropologists like Wheeler and Zuckerman, they discovered some bones from there, and they actually tried to find out that is there any similarity between Negroid and Negritos.
Yes.
They found out that there is no similarity between them. So
Yes.
that was also one
That
of
was
the
a
significance
significant.
of
Very good.
Rakhighar.
Very good. Yes. See, one more question everyone are thinking, this is a very tough question, but the tough question will become easy if I tell this. See, glutochronology. Sir, what is this glutochronology? Glucose, glutamine, this is biology question everyone thought. Glutochronology, compulsory, it is a googly bouncer question, I will accept. But you have to use your IQ sometimes. Read English. భాష కాలక్రమే విజ్ఞాన గ్లూటోక్రోనాలజీ భాష కాలక్రమ విజ్ఞాన భాష కాలక్రమ క్రోనాలజీ నీచే క్రోనాలజీ భాష కాల హౌ ద లాంగ్వేజ్ గాట్ ఎవాల్వ్డ్ క్రోనాలజికల్లీ at the exam center one person he told that sir see the Hindi language from Hindi only I wrote it told glutochronology. Glutochronology is nothing but evolution of language, chronological evolution of language. We have no biological evolution of language, genes, this box, how it got changed, hyoid bone, how it got evolved, how the skull structure is also responsible for voice, biological evolution of ape and man comparison.
Curve there.
Yes, then you will write about culture also, divine hypothesis theory. One more theory is there, no? Necessity hypothesis theory, which is given by Noam Chomsky. Menopausal symptoms, you know, menopausal, everyone know this. 11th unit, menarche, menopause. So, what are the symptoms? Menopausal symptoms. Here you have to remember about the government steps. Like there is a Rajiv Gandhi adolescent girls scheme, whereby the napkins are provided by the government through public distribution system. Those you have to add. Government, thanks to the government scheme like Rajiv Gandhi adolescent girl scheme, whereby the napkins are provided by the government to the public distribution system in some states. William Ogburn and cultural lag. This is sociology question. This is, I know 95% of the students don't know this answer. This I am confessing. Glutochronology, if a person read it in Hindi language, he can read. If not, he cannot. William Ogburn and cultural lag is also one which is not part of anthropology. A sociology question is asked here. But I will tell you what is cultural lag. Cultural lag is nothing but people will be ready to change the material culture but not non-material culture. So, change in material formats like what? Dress, food habits. People will be ready. Dress, food habits. For example, here we can write about national character study which is given by Cora Dubai. Model personality, what she told, a Brahmin who is rigidly vegetarian, but he come into the a local culture. When he come into the local culture, he will be not rigid with respect to his cultural habits. He will be changing his cultural habits with respect to food habits or dress pattern. He will be adaptive. Cultural lag. But when coming to non-material, like what? Belief, customs, religion, whatever it may be, they will be rigid. So, ready to change the culture of materials and not ready to change the culture of non-material is called as cultural lag, which is given by William Ogburn. But I know, as a teacher I know, but I am telling you, this is obviously a sociology question. This is a bouncer to everyone, not for you. For 95% of the students, it's a bouncer. Glutochronology is also bouncer, but few people who read in Hindi, they can write something and they can come. These are the two questions which are bouncer questions. One more bouncer question is there. What is that? Arjun? Bopanna? Arjun Appadurai. Completely googly, but you can in choice you can remove it. But this is compulsory question, no? This is compulsory question. Menopausal symptoms, William Ogborn and cultural lag. Cultural lag is nothing but ready to change the material culture but not yes or no, online students. Are you getting? Critically discuss the controversies related to fieldwork of Malnovisky and Margaret Mead. See, controversies. Malnovisky, what are the controversies? Malnovisky accused the informant. Once I told you in the class also. So, this informant, what he used to do, what information he is getting, he is not giving original information. Why? Because you don't know the language. So, this was criticized whether the data which is collected by the Malnovisky is objective or subjective. His interpretation and informant interpretation. It is the original information I got or the information which is got doubled misinterpreted by the informant as well as by Malnovisky himself. And Margaret Mead, field work. Margaret Mead, what she told? She went for restudy. Why? Because some people criticized her, saying that which girls? Samoan girls are rigid. Samoan girls are free, whereas American girls are rigid. So what to do? They were being confused. So whether it is true? Why? Because everyone criticized. So again she went and she did restudy approach. Why she need to do a restudy? Because she was criticized. Then what she did? Photography, visual anthropology. She took photography, she took videography in order to come out of the criticism. This you have to write about. Discuss the impact of globalization on the economic systems of indigenous economic systems, like our Chenchu people. They left bamboo baskets and because of the globalization only plastic baskets came. Then fishing, Iroquois, who became well off? Bedouins, because of oil. Hunting, Kung Bushmen, or the people whose economic subsistence is hunting, because of mainstream economic systems came into them. So the laws also came with them. So hunting is not allowed. With examples you have to write about. Shifting cultivation is their economic subsistence, but it has been stopped because of globalization, because of destruction to the environment. But it is their culture, it is their economic subsistence which got changed. Discuss the impact of globalization on economic systems of indigenous systems. Describe the practical applications of DNA technology in the current practical applications. Parentage determination. In classroom we discussed about N.D. Tiwari, who is father of multiple children. N.D. Tiwari, parentage determination. Criminal cases. In criminal cases, Diana case in India, for the first time we used forensics and we solved the case, 1997. In criminal cases, more child abduction. I told you this example, King George Hospital of Visakhapatnam. King George Hospital of Visakhapatnam is notorious, badly famous for lifting of the children. So we can use this DNA technology and we can give the child to the original mother. Government hospital it is. Migrations. To stop what? Illegal migrations. In immigration centers we can use this DNA technology based. So these are all applications. Describe various methods of qualitative data analysis. This is completely rubbish. Means out of box question, we have to accept it. Why? Because highlight some popular computer softwares used in qualitative analysis. You can remove this in the choice, but what he did, see seventh question is you can remove in the choice. Highlight some of the popular computer softwares used in qualitative analysis. Sampling methods we will be using for quantitative analysis, the same has been in computer applications also now there, but it is more modern. This qualitative analysis kya hai, quantitative analysis kya hai, googly type of question this is. What assumption must be met for a population to be in genetic equilibrium? Explain the importance of genetic equilibrium. Genetic equilibrium means, see, understand this. When heterozygosity is happening, up to some extent heterozygosity is good. When I reach genetic equilibrium, too much of diversity, what will happen? The species might change. So, in order the species to be within the mankind, within the human species, then there is a necessity for genetic equilibrium. This also you can not attempt. 7th question. Discuss political and methodological aspects of national character studies. Elucidate the contemporary relevance of such studies. So, national, 2 questions they asked on national character studies. Ruth Benedict, Margaret Mead, Ralph Linton, Abram Cordiner and Cora Dubois. In this, 2 people are very famous for, these are culture personality school. 2 people are famous for national character study, where they study Japanese character study as well as they studied Germany character study. The question is, discuss political and methodological aspects of national character study. Going there, discussing with them, understanding the individual character and coming to a conclusion, and that conclusion is these people are having this character, or else the country will have a character, the culture will have a character, and they will understand, or they will just simplify it and tell that everyone will have this character. It's a criticism. Character is an individual concept or a community concept? Individual concept. But they generalized it. Everyone is having this character, so this is the character of the culture, or the culture is having this character, so individual will be having this character. He generalized. Margaret Mead and Ruth Benedict, she. With contemporary relevance, now because of migrations, because of education, because of globalization, we cannot tell that one group will be having one character. So there is a change in the character because of race crossing, because of intrabreeding, because of interbreeding, because of globalization, because of migrations, because of education. Character is not a group community, character is an individual community. Our psychology is telling that character is an individual. I have one character, you have one character. That it is not necessary that my character and your character should be same. But what these people told, culture have a character, so everyone will have the same character. Everyone have the same character, so this is a character of the culture. Critically examine Arjun Appadurai's conceptualization of global cultural globalization. Now, village, world is becoming one village. On this context, this person gave this concept. Describe the causes. Arjun Appadurai, exclusive one video I will make, so that you will understand everything about this person. Describe the causes of structural abnormalities of chromosomes. How many structural abnormalities are there? Deletion, intersocial deletion, terminal deletion, isochromosomal aberration, ring aberration, translocation. These all are inversion, pericentric, paracentric, structural aberrations. So first you will write about, there are 2 varieties of aberrations are there: structural aberration, numerical aberrations. We have to the table. The table you will draw, then structural aberration you will draw this diagram. Easy question. 8A, 8B. Critically discuss Kroiber's contribution to kinship study. Kroiber and Loewe both gave, in the model answers I gave, Kroiber and Loewe both gave 8 determinants of kinship, like what? Age, sex, dissidence, age, with whom I am talking, with reference to whom I am talking. So based upon these 8 characteristics, the kinship terminologies will change. So from this overall we can come to a conclusion and say that paper 1 is mediocre, medium paper, average paper, average, not easy, not tough. I am not telling easy also, not easy, not tough, but average paper. But paper 2 is damn easy. So we will have an in-depth analysis of paper 2 tomorrow as well. So this is any paper 1. Any doubts you can ask me. Any doubts online? So from our classroom what all came? Socio-cultural anthropology, Iron Age culture we will, race and ethnicity, customary laws and environmental observations, conservations, gene expression allele for 30 minutes I told. Australopithecus, Paleolithic in India, be very big topic, one day topic it is. Different forms of malnutrition, very recently we discussed about it. Humanization also. Clifford Geertz look at religion, structural, psychological, functional approaches to the religion, evolutionary approach to religion, symbolical approach to religion, 5 approaches to the religion we discussed. Mixed longitudinal method, easy, direct question it is. Role of marriage regulations, personal identification based on skeletal remains, Mesolithic sites in India. So, section A completely is in our notes, section A. With evidence, I will send you the PDF by the end of the day. Polygenic inheritance, Rakhigar, yes. Glottochronology we didn't discuss. Glottochronology we didn't discuss. Menopausal symptoms, yes. William Ogborn and cultural lag we didn't discuss. Controversy related to field work of Browns, Lowe, Malnovisky and Margaret Mead we discussed. Impact of globalization on economic systems of indigenous people we discussed. Practical applications of DNA technology also. Qualitative data analysis, highlight some of the computer software, this we didn't discuss. What assumptions must be met for population to be genetic equilibrium, that is a application point we discussed about it. Methodological aspects of national character studies we discussed about. Arjun Appadurai we didn't discuss. Yes, we didn't discuss. Describe the causes of structural abnormalities, very easy we discussed. A. L. Kroiber's contribution to kinship studies, means overall 8 questions, 50 marks, 400 marks. In the 400 marks, 20, 40, 60. Out of 400 marks, 340 marks came from the classroom notes. And this remaining from 400, Arjun, no one will attempt in India according to my experience. Qualitative analysis, some people might. Glottochronology is easy, we didn't discuss, but through our knowledge by reading the Hindi we can write. William Ogborn also we can attempt. Arjun Bopanna, Arjun Appadurai. Arjun Appadurai is somewhat which is out of syllabus we can tell, but we cannot tell why, because this is UPSC. That is our mistake which we didn't cover. So, this all from Arjun Appadurai. Such type of things also we will discuss again, what he told exclusively, and paper 2 discussion we will have, and 400 marks from the paper 2 came from the notes. In detail analysis of the paper 2 we will be doing tomorrow. Okay. Sir, ఈ ఇయర్ డిఫికల్ట్ వచ్చింది కదండి. పేపర్ 1 and పేపర్ 2. పేపర్ 1 is average, పేపర్ 2 is very easy. See the paper 2. Paper 2 is very easy. Yes.
Polygenic inheritance, can we also write about blood group?
Blood group AB, HLA.
Then RH factor, which
RH.
is also difference from individual to
Individual.
So,
So in customary laws and environment conservation questions, customary laws and environment
Ah.
conservation, can we write about the because of the forest amendment which it came, so it is impacting the Dombia-Pond community. Because in Odisha, forests are not notified as deemed forest, so they impact the
Yes.
and also humanization process. Can we write about cultural development in
No, it's physical, only physical.
and marriage regulations and social solidarity? The negatives are the like genetic diseases
Genetic diseases, yes.
and evolution. There will be no evolution.
Evolution hampers.
And it has
Okay, any doubts online? Tomorrow we will have on paper 2. Thank you.